Your children should be afraid, very afraid. And you should be pretty nervous too. You see, global debt is accelerating at a rapid rate and getting to a point where it is unsustainable. Let me frame the problem right now. In 2011, global debt in US dollars was about $200 trillion. We're now approaching $260 trillion. But that can be sustainable. If I owe $1,000,000, that's a problem. If Jeff Bezos owes $1,000,000, that's not a problem. So what you want to do is you want to convert that debt into the debt to GDP ratio, because the GDP shows the wealth and the productive capacity of the globe. And if the global capacity of production and wealth is growing at a rapid rate, well, then taking on a little more debt can be sustainable. But here's where the real problem comes in. Global debt as a percent of GDP was about 300% in 2011. We're now approaching 335%. And the problem is it's accelerating at a rapid rate. So as a result, it's becoming less and less sustainable. And that's a problem for the global economy. And that's a problem for you. You see, we're seeing the beginnings right now of the next financial crisis. You all know the incredible debt borrowed during the last year of the Trump administration and the first 6 months of the Biden administration. You may justify it due to COVID, but that'll be left to a different article. Debt can be a good thing. For example, a manufacturer borrows money to build a new factory to produce more widgets. They build the building, they produce, and they do sell more widgets, and they pay off the loan and have extra money, which is new wealth in society. But the corrosive type of debt is when you borrow for consumption. You want a new car, so you borrow the money to buy the new car. You now have a nice new shiny car, but you also have a big chunk of your monthly pay going to pay for that debt. You're not building wealth, you're consuming wealth. You aren't getting richer, you're getting poorer. You have to work harder to pay off the loan and the monthly interest. Your life is boosted by the new car, but every other part of your life is reduced by the interest payments. So the same thing is happening with countries because the percent of GDP is going up. All government debt is for consumption, not investment. Oh, they'll try to tell you that some of it is for investment. We're investing in the country's future, is a common refrain. But they're not taking money earned and investing it. No, they're taking it from you through taxes or inflation. In other words, they're taking it from you and then claiming it's an investment as if you couldn't do that on your own. Well, you could have invested that money, but no, they'll invest it for you. Okay, well, show me the return. Let's be honest. All government spending is consumption, which must be paid for, typically taxes and or inflation. The ratio of debt to GDP is a good proxy for how onerous the payment is going to be, and also gives some idea of how the debt will affect society and the economy. The higher the ratio, the slower future growth will be. High debt takes growth from the future because money will have to be earned to pay off the interest on the debt rather than consumed in the future. If you save money, you get to consume more in the future, or invest it to create new wealth. There are two major problems with national debt. But debt is too high already creates a debt crisis that causes depressions, recessions, and sometimes war. So the next question is, are we close to another debt crisis? The answer is yes. But I don't mean tomorrow, and I don't even mean this year. But it could be in 2022. We're not that far away. I'll be covering this debt crisis much more in these articles and videos that I do, and I will tell you exactly when the next financial crisis will hit as soon as I see it's coming. But I'm not seeing it right now. I told you in March of 2019 that there would be a financial crisis in March 2020. Well, it was called the COVID crisis, but it was a major financial crisis. Now that delayed the next financial crisis for a while, but we already saw that one. The next one could come as early as 2022, but as I say, we don't know yet. Things are piling up, the factors are piling up and making it more certain that we are going to have a financial crisis. But there are certain factors which always trigger financial crises. They're not in place right now. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you later. I know it's depressing, but we need to be ready. And I'm not depressed about financial crises because I know I'm going to make a tremendous amount of money when they hit. It's bad for society, but I can make it good for me and I can make it good for you. Talk to you later.